did a video on showing you how to take these creek nodules, citronelle, chert, gravel, whatever you want to call it, how to take them and spall them out using a steel hammer. Now I'm going to take a piece I knocked off. I'm going to show you how to make an arrowhead out of it because of showing you how to remove the humps and things like that. So we're going to attempt to make a point, showing you how to get rid of your problem areas. So right now I've got what I always call a turtle back. To get rid of that turtle back, I need this edge right here to come up this way. So like my thumb's that edge, I need it to turn and come back that way so I can hit that way. So doing that, I want to hit down. If you remember, I said in beginner's videos, anytime you hit down, you're raising the edge up. So down means up. So I'm hitting down, I'm going to turn it over. If you can see, I made me a platform right there. So I'm going to take my little grinding rock, I'm going to hit it off. Now I'm going to chip in this way, move 3 flakes. I already got 3 removed. Now I'm going to come back on an angle and hit down to bring this up again. I'm going to grind it. I got it turned up. There's my edge turned over. I'm going to hit straight down. Move 2 flakes this time. Now I'm going to come up. And when I said move 2 and 3 flakes, I just got that much platform. That's not like a procedure you do or anything. I just happen to have that much room to hit on to do it. All right, I might just get one out of this one. That's my platform there. If you notice, I'm just hitting easy. I kind of got out of the habit of not using these copper boppers, but I'm going to use this little one to, these solid boppers, what I'm trying to say, solid copper. I'm going to use this little one to set everything up. I've been using the hollow boppers. This piece of PCV pipe is hollow with just a hollow cap on it. It's real light. But when I use them like this, you wear that end out real quick, and I'd rather use this than wear that end out fast. All right, I hit down. I got a pretty good little platform. I'm going to try to move it just a little more. I might not be able to. Yep, that went. All right, now I'm going to put that up. I'm going to do some grinding on it. Got a good shelf going down like that. I'm going to hit up high on it and move a pretty good piece. Got 2 out of that one. Now what I'm trying to do is turn this up. Bring this up. Right now it's down like my thumb. I'm going to bring it up like that. So I'm going to hit into it this way because I got room to drive some thinning flakes off. It's already kind of a natural platform set up for that. So I'm going to hit on it like that. And I'm moving the flakes. Now I'm going to take my grinder. That edge is real thin and raise it up some. Give it a little strength, make it a little strong so I can tap on it again. Now I'm looking at it, and this is what you're seeing. I got a big turtle shell going this way, and it's dipped in this way. So this is where I'm going to take my grinder and hit this way where the dip in is. It's a real sharp edge. I'm going to try to move it with my grinder. That did a pretty good job. It's still that way. So I'm going to take this and hit right here. And you notice I'm hitting down like this. I'm hoping I'm keeping it focused up there in the video. I'm trying to move my hand. I'm trying to get it close where you can see better. I need to be working over here, but it's just so far away. So now I'm going to hit this way. And you can see what happened. It removed this. I'm working into this. I'm kind of setting up a ridge to move this like you would a flute point. A little platform. Now we're getting there. All right, I'm gonna come up and show you again. If you can see where this is kind of turned down, I'm gonna hit down like this. I'm hitting kind of hard because that was like a high ridge, like a fluting platform. It removed that big part of that hump. So now I'm getting into this other part. I'm gonna move over here to this side and build me up a little more. And I'm gonna grind on it. And this time I'm probably getting rid of this because I'm getting to the stage I'm gonna use my copper billets and put it on my leg and hit right there and run that long flake down it. Now, I'm gonna come up here on the point end and I'm gonna raise this up. I'm hitting down to raise this edge up. I keep saying that because I don't want it to be confusing. The edge is down here, I'm hitting down to raise it up. So now when I clean the sharp part off, I think you can see how I turned it. It's going this way. So now I got a right for the strike off, come down, like running the flute the rest of the way. That big old hump's just about gone. Now I lost some width doing this. There's other ways to do it where you don't lose your width. And maybe I'll do a video on that. I'm not concerned about this. This point doesn't have to be exactly 2 inches or 5 inches, whatever. I'm trying to find the easiest and fastest way to work this point. And that's what I'm doing. So now if you look at it, I still got this hump on this edge, but I also got a platform right here that's turned that way. But it's not that good of a one, so I'm gonna take this little bitty one here and I'm gonna make it a little better. I'm gonna hit down, and I think you can see those little flakes coming off. I'm hitting down to raise it up. Now I'm gonna grind that sharp edge off, and I'm gonna hit it like this. Come down just like this. There's my platform, and there's the flake that come off. Now I got one right here and a little high spot right there. So I'm gonna come in, hit down, see the little flakes flying off. It's not much, but they come it off. I'm gonna hit down over here and do the same thing. Now if you don't want to hit down and do it, you can use your pressure flaker. Come down here with your pressure flaker, pop them down like that and raise it up. You don't have to raise it up with the billet. In fact, the pressure flaker is more conservative because you don't waste as much material because you're right there doing exactly where you need to be. All right, I'm gonna strike down like this. Coming here again. Coming here. Coming here one more time. And the turtle shell's just about gone. We got a hump on this side, which has always been there. Now I'm gonna use this little beat up bopper to raise it up and hitting down. Boy, it's raising up good too. I'm telling you, I can see the flakes coming. Yeah. All right, now I turned it up. I'm gonna grind on it. Pick up this one right here. Knock that off. That off. Knock that off. All right, now I'm looking. I got a high ridge coming right here. Why am I saying a high ridge when I'm looking for a high ridge? When you learn the flint knap, you're gonna learn that your shockwaves follow a ridge. They're taking the easiest route to get out of that rock. When you hit that rock, those shockwaves, I can't even talk, those shockwaves are trying to get out of there. And any video you watch on flint knapping, you'll see them talking about following the ridge, setting the platform up. Well, I have a ridge right here. And that's just like the fluting channel I said, I had a ridge on it. So now I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna hit on this ridge. I've got a little billet that's not quite so heavy I need to jump down to. This is it right here and start using it. So I'm gonna come right across here, and I figured I had something laying right here, somewhere right around here, that I could maybe make a mark. That's not doing too good of a job. I don't want to wasting my time with this, but anyway, here we go. This is the route I want it to take. I want it to follow this ridge and come right through here. So I'm coming here like this. I'm gonna see if I can hold this piece on here. There's my line, and it followed that route. Went right down the route there. That's the way it went. All right, now we'll kind of roll those edges back a little bit, and now I'm looking it over real good, and I see a little sharp ridge right here. I'm gonna get rid of it. It's already ground. Need to tap down there, and it's gone. Okay, now I'm looking over again, and I really don't have that many right now, but I have a high area right in here. If you recall, I said I'm not worried about losing the width on this point. I'm just worried about just trying to make it fast as I can. Nice little arrow point, because it don't have to be a certain dimension. I'm just gonna run a fluting channel down it again, have that little high area, and thinning the base. Now, when you thin the base, watch my videos on beginners, I don't hit straight in this way. I'm hitting this way, but I'm turning like this, making my shot go out to the side. That kind of helps keep from breaking it. You'll still break some every now and then, but not as many. It just kind of sends that shock off to the side rather than vibrate down the middle of that rock. Well, anytime you hit on the end, you risk a chance of breaking your point half and two you're working on. So now then, we'll come on, I got a ridge right there, it's running. We'll mark it out so you can see it. Okay, there's the ridge, it's running right across there. I got my platform set and turning right here. I'm gonna hit on it. I did catch it, and it followed that ridge. So now I got a hinge fracture right here. This is important to look at. Let me get this drill I'm working on. I've got a hinge fracture right there. If I hit in here, it's gonna start stacking on you. It's gonna start being more and more hinges. It's gonna start coming up. So what I wanna do is I wanna remove it from coming this way. I'm coming from behind it to take it out. So to remove it from that way, I need to raise this edge up just a little bit. It's too low. I don't want it as low as it is, so I'm gradually, it's really taking my time. I probably should have pressure plated this, because this is really important to get it right, but I think it's pretty good. All right, now, I'm gonna come across here this way and see if I can knock that hinge out. All right, remember the hinge I showed you? The hinge was sitting, that's the hinge, and it's gone. I knocked the hinge out. All right, now I'm gonna look around and see what else I can do. And all of a sudden I've discovered that I have a new ridge running right through here. So I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna take my pressure flaker, because it's a little narrow gap there, and it's gonna be easier to do it with a pressure flaker to set it up. I'm gonna break it off, raising it up. It's a little too high right here, so I'm gonna lower it. Don't want it too high. All right, that ought to be good. Okay. There's my platform right there, and there's my marker, my line. I'm gonna take a smaller billet, because I only hit it as hard. And it took that part of my line out, and there's a low area there, and it didn't go any further, went halfway across. I knew that was there, and I'm fixing to come across this way on this ridge. I'm gonna pressure flake it out. And you're gonna see what happens. You set up, it's sort of like shooting pool, billiards, or whatever you want to call it. When you make a shot, you're setting up for your next shot, your platform. You're trying to study this thing ahead like playing checkers and find out what your next move is going to be made. All right, now I got a platform here that'll come across here. This was low, but it ought to feather all of that out. Hope it did, and it did. So now I'm gonna come across up here, get the rest of it, and I'm gonna come right on the tip. Now all this was prepared platform. Now, I got a low area here, it sinks in. When I say low area, it dips in. I got a high area here, so I'm just gonna come in here and chip down a little bit on that low area and bring this up. And I'm gonna try to take this out. Now here we are, or here I am, hitting on this end. I don't want to hit straight in because it might break it here. So when I'm hitting straight in, I'm gonna curve my swing. When I come down, I'm gonna come down like this. And I'm easing into it. I'm practicing. And that made that feather thin right there on the tip. All right, now I'm gonna take my pressure flaker. I'm gonna look at this thing and see what direction I think I need to take it. Okay, I've got a ridge running right across here, so it'll set me up a platform by pressure flaking it. I believe that's good enough to hold. I'm gonna hit it with a little bitty billet because I got to get right in there. It's not much wobble room. There we go, got it. Couldn't get that big billet in there to hit it. That's why I use different size billets. Or I could have made it wider by pressure flaking, that would have took time and a lot of work. Or I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go now on this thing. And I'm thinking I won't go across this way, just hit it on this side. I'm going to take the little billet and raise it up like this. It's faster than pressure flaking. Kind of shape it up at the same time. All right, roll that edge over and I'm going to grind it. When I say roll the edge over, it's like my thumb. I rolled it over. You see how it's rolled over. Okay, now I'm going to take my bopper. I'm going to hit 1, 2, maybe 3, 2 for sure. 1, 2, 3. Now all I got's a little high ridge there, so I'm going to come across from the other side, raising my edge up with this little bopper. I roll the edge over. When I say roll over, I rolled it over that way. Come down. 1, 2. Help if I could hit it. 3, 4. I don't know if you've noticed, but on my last, if you keep up with me, my last couple of videos, I'm having trouble with my accuracy. I'm missing a lot. When I grip that deal, my hand starts to shake. And we just found out about 8 days ago, the pharmacy where I buy my medicine from sent my wife a text. She's the one that goes and picks it up and all that stuff. And that if I'm taking that medicine, it might be causing these side effects. And one of them is you start shaking. And I'm starting to tremble. And it's my heart medicine. And I got an appointment this coming Thursday with my heart doctor to talk to him about it. But I've been noticing it. And when I get ready to hit, I kind of start shaking when I grip this thing, and I'm missing. I'm afraid I'm going to hit too high up and break it. So lots of times it's taking me like 3 or 4 days to try to get in on it. Like that right there. Come on, there we go. That's the way it ought to be, just one simple swing and you got it. It ought to be not always perfect. You don't always get to all the bees in your life. All right, I got a ridge here. I'm gonna try to isolate a little platform for it. And because I'm shaking a lot when I'm doing this, I've started isolating more platform. That way, if you miss, you haven't done any damage. I'm gonna try to come right across here. Come on, get steady. There we go, perfect. Perfect. All right, let's look at it now. If you can see, there's a ridge running this way. We're gonna come down this ridge. I'm raising this edge up you would say, well, why not you doing it the other way? And because you're going to hit on that ridge. And the reason I'm raising it up, I'm going to try to explain is, if this finger is the flat part of this rock, let me use this finger, it'll straighten out. If it's a flat part of this rock, and all of a sudden I get a bend in it, well, I can't bend it. This would be more perfect. And I get a bend in it, and I hit here, it's a low area, it's like air. My shockwave's going through air, you can't nap air. So I need to trim that back where it's a straight flow. And that's what happened there. That little platform was low. Now it's not. It had a dip in it, so now it ought to go all the way across. The old saying is, old timers using flint napping, you can't nap air, and that's true. So you always want to try to follow a hump, a ridge line. If I can get in there and hit this thing, I might get some results. There we go. Move up here and hit it, and we'll come right in here and hit it. And now I'm going to grind it back a little more. And here we go. Went straight out. That turned out great. Now, let's look at the thickness of this thing. It's starting to get in shape. The thickest part is this section right through here, which is easy to remove. We won't even have to hit hard because we don't even really have to run the flakes halfway across to remove this little ridge. Right. Old Southern boy wants to say right or right. Anyway, right now, I'm turning this over gently. I really don't need too much of a cup on it. I'm trying to find me a good little lightweight billet, and I've got my rollover right through here, and I'm gonna work my way up. I'm gonna come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna hit this top. If I can hit it. Shoot, I can't even hit it. I'm gonna have to isolate it. I'm missing it so bad. Well, I used to brag about how steady my hands were. I never shook. I mean, I could hold my hands. In fact, I used to sight in guns for 2 different gunsmiths because I was so steady to get me to sight their rifles in that they were doing custom work on and making. And I have started shaking. All right, now I got it isolated. I'm gonna come right through here with it. Still hadn't hit it. There we go. I finally hit it. Move up and hit it a little bit this way, a little bit that way. It looks good. All righty. Let's look around here. I'm gonna thin this base some. It's kind of thick, so I'm gonna work on the base. I remember a time when I wished I could get 1/2 as thick when I was learning flint knap years ago. That was my hardest part of the flint napping, was setting that base real thin. And all the woodland points I find, the base are actually square on them. They'd be that wide and square. They didn't worry about thinning them, so I don't know if they use them for atlatl darts, and they had big darts, and they'd split and go in there. They just use them for hand knives. I don't know. It's nice thinning flake. Another good one. And I was not shaking. It comes and goes. I had real good accuracy on that. That's one of the keys to flint napping, is being accurate. You gotta hit where you need to hit. You gotta hit right. If you don't, you can cause yourself a lot of problems. That's why people isolate platforms so much. I mean, there's other reasons, but that's one of the reasons for isolating a platform. It's sticking out there by itself. If you miss it, you hit air. I'm putting a continuous platform through here. I'm gonna start really, more like the way I said really. I'm gonna start real hard trying to thin this joker good. Make it real thin. Don't have much width to work with, so I gotta get these platforms just right. I gotta get my angles right, so I'm moving a lot of material. And I also have to be extremely accurate. Now I'm not gonna grind these edges as hard because this thing's getting thin, and I don't have to hit on it real hard to remove a thick platform. And I'm trying to adjust to see which billet I think this is the billet I need to use. Now I'm gonna hit almost straight down. See the way I'm holding this thing? And this is gonna thin it fast, and it's gonna thin it very efficiently. All right, let me do a light grinding up here. I didn't grind up here at the top. Okay, that did a good job. Now if I can get this side come out as good. I did not work in my shop at all yesterday or the day before. Now, this medicine, I've been on it long enough. In the last 3 months, I've been getting weaker and weaker and having problems like being real lightheaded when I stand up and things. And I just thought it was getting old, which I'm sure it is. But when I got the text from the pharmacist, that was some of the side effects of this medicine I've been on for a little while. So I'll be glad to give it to my doctor and get it straightened out. Okay. Now this is thin good, so I'm going to thin this across here. I'm going to hold it down. And these are kind of flakes. Went all the way across that I'm getting. I wish I could stop them from breaking in pieces and catch what to hold it solid. There we go. Now can you see how flat that's got? Except right here on the point. I'm fixing to come down and take care of that. Do a light little braiding. Do a light little braiding over here. Boy, this is where you can mess up. If you hit up here, you broke the point off about 1/4 of an inch. And really, I need a pressure flake out because I'm shaking too bad to take a. I always did percussion work on my tips and everything. I hardly ever pressure flake, but I got enough sense to know when to hold them, when to fold them. It's time to go to pressure flaking when you can't hit very accurate. I'm gonna use just some regular sandpaper this time because I still want this edge to be soft like. I'm not moving a lot of material and I'm not hitting real hard. I'm just letting this billet basically fall down and do it. Come on, there we go. And when I tried to hit on that tip and I said I wasn't gonna do that, I forgot. So have it, when you do it for all your life, just about banging on the tip, it's kind of hard to stop. I didn't try it because this video would be too long. I might have a video that I was showing it on, If I want to make this joker real thin, back about 4 rounds back, we could go back and rewind it. I would have really been making some isolated individual platform and have them set up real good. And I start trying to drive the overshot like flakes in, and instead of waiting this late in the ball game. But we got a good rollover. That's what I'm talking about. And a little sharp spot right there, so I'm gonna come down. If I can hit it, started off good. There we go. And I started missing again. Oh, don't hit that tip. Man, I almost hit that tip. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna look at this and straighten it up. The wavy edge is when the edge is waving like this, sort of like a snake crawling. When you start getting your points real thin, you need to straighten it up, and that way you can read it better. You can tell the high and low spots a lot better. Places you need to move. Get out of the way. So that's what I'm going to do now. Also, I should have done this about 4 rows back too, if I was going to shoot for a super thin point to keep my width on it. Have it real thin. Okay, here's what we got. And all this has been done with percussion work, except using a pressure flaker to prepare the edges every now and then. Sometimes I do them with percussion. I notice this is high in here, so I'm going to prepare me a platform. Remove that height. We're going to lower down. Use a real fine grit. Go across, get the little high ridges out. That's a super fine grit, the braider I had there. And I'm going to try to drive them. I'm holding it almost straight up. 1. Come on, hit them. 2, 3, 4. Oh man, I hit the tip. I got away with it. I need to turn this and see if I can turn it with the braider. Yep, I did. Okay, now I'm gonna come back on this side. Well, I see a spot right here. I'm trying to get out with pressure flake what I got in my hand. I've had a good life flint knapping. As I call it, a good ride. I've enjoyed it, and when I get ready to leave here, it's no regret. Met a lot of people, had a lot of fun, a lot of friends. I know my time's clicking down fast. It won't be long. Okay, we're going to thin it from here down, halfway down. Okay, we're going to call that the end of percussion work. I'm going to straighten these edges up. And I think I can pressure flake what I need to without any problem. We're going to get rid of the snake rope, I call it. The way it weaves back and forth, we're going to straighten it up. let's look at it now. This is all from percussion work. Okay, now I'm gonna thin it by pressure flaking. And I'm gonna start looking for my high airs just like I did in percussion, and the point has a lot of high airs because I quit hitting on it because I was afraid of the way my accuracy is right now. I would snap it off about a quarter of an inch or eighth of an inch up it and run it. Okay, this is the side that I worked on. Got a little high here, so I'm gonna turn over now and work on this side. I'm just working right on the very tip of this thing. My pressure flaker needs to be sharpened. It's too thick for this. I need like a more of a needle type point on it. I'm not gonna take the time out to find my file and sharpen that thing down, so I might break it off, but let's hope not. That's what I'm talking about. I'm afraid it's gonna snap in and the bite too high up on this to do what I want it to do. We're shooting for needle. I mean a super fine little sharp point. I got to hit this at least a lick or two. It's way too dull. Y'all excuse me while I try to sharpen it. I should have sharpened it a minute or two ago. Where's that high spot? There it is. Okay, there's a little needle tip. Now let's see if we can thin some of the rest of it real quick by pressure flaking. I'm gonna go down through here and I'm gonna look for high spots and low spots and I'm gonna pick them off. I'm looking into it like this and see where I need to remove high spots. I don't know why, but I hold my breath when I do this. I'm about out of breath and I come up and I get a deep breath. Come on. Can't get my point to catch. Come on. There we go. If you watch this video, I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to put what I'm going to title it under is thin and sentinel chert, spalls. And if you see it and say, hey, I want that point, I'll send it to you. The first one I ask for it, I'll send it to you. And shipping and everything, just send me your address. I don't know when I want to put it on YouTube. It might be several days from now, but I'll put it on there. All right, since I'm going to give this away, I'm not going to notch it or anything. I'm just going to finish it out like this. Can't give away too much in my free time. There's a little problem there. I'm going to try to get out, and this might break it. Got part of it out. Come on, work with me. I want the other part. Starting to get hot in here. My fan's so loud you can't hear me talk over it. So I try to get out there when I'm gonna do a video on this stuff a little early. And before it gets real hot, it's starting to get real hot. This old metal barn heats up quick, that tin roof on it. Okay, I'm gonna thin the base and I'm gonna quit. I'm giving it away. I'm not gonna give you a lot of my time. I'm gonna give you what little bit of time it took to make it this far. That's gonna be it. I'm doing this like this because some of that edge is turned over and it's a hollow spot. You can't pressure flake air either, like, you know, I was talking about chipping air. Every time I get ready to stop, I see another little blemish or something. I don't think I'm ever going to thin this point. I'll probably end up breaking it. Then I don't even get to give it away to somebody, let alone sell it. I want to do this and call it quit. It's not perfect. I'm not going to take another round on it or two to try to get it that way. One more on this, and I'll have this part looking a lot better. We're going to call in the dogs, so hunt's over. That did not do what I wanted it to. Didn't run far at all. I need it to run at least halfway across, then that base. I tell you what, I'm not even going to straighten this part of it out. That gives you something to practice on. Since I'm giving it to you, won't you see what you can do with it? And you notch it, and you finish it up, and I'll let you make it more uniform than what it is. But there's the tip, you better can see it. There's the base end. First one says, I want this point on YouTube, it's yours.